Many brides these days want their bouquet pressed and framed. It makes a big, beautiful, sentimental art piece. And on a smaller scale, pressing flowers can be a really satisfying hobby. Pressed flower artist Sarah Ebert is joining me to share some ideas and instruction. You are so talented. I mean, I look at these designs and there really is an artfulness about how you're arranging and putting together the colors. How did you get into this?
Of course, yeah. I thought of this idea a few years back. We just had our 3-year anniversary, and it really was like this epiphany of why do brides not have an opportunity to preserve their wedding bouquet? Because I just feel like there's so many amazing parts of a wedding day.
Yeah.
And there's not enough things to remind you of it. And so I had never saw it before, and I just got right into how do I press flowers? Like, how can we do this? And I launched, and it picked up really quick, and it's been so fun to be able to do something creative and meaningful and be able to like grow a business as well.
And is that why it's so popular? You think kind of a resurgence among brides these days is just the sentimentality of it all?
Oh, for sure,
yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. Tell me some examples of your work. Let's talk through some of your pieces.
Yes, so we have a few options here I brought. This is our most popular size, is a 16 by 20 frame. And these are actual brides bouquets. So this one is like an all white, and we did it in a vertical style.
Are you using all of the flowers, or are you picking and choosing the best?
We always pick and choose the best that preserve and the best that show up. We have brides all across the country who ship to us. And so if they ship it from New York and it gets to us 3 days later and some of the roses don't turn out, we're not going to use them. We want everything to be the best.
So you're being picky, you're being selective. And the greenery, does that go with the greenery as well?
Yep, of course, yeah.
Do different flowers preserve better in terms of like the pigment and the hue?
Yes, so like pinks and whites are harder to keep their color as well. Purples, oranges, blues, they like preserve super beautifully.
They show. And
we love the bright ones. Like this one up here in the back, I don't know if you guys can see it. It's just like, yes, the colors are stunning and beautiful and keep well. This is an all white one that still, we keep the white as good as we can, but anyways.
These purples do pop really nicely, and here you've gone for kind of more of a minimalistic, kind of sparse look.
Yes, exactly.
Pretty, so pretty. The average DIYer, I mean, it takes a lot to get to the level that you're working at. I really appreciate the artfulness, but the average DIYer, you say, can even do a smaller scale beginning version of this?
For sure, yes.
Talk us through the steps.
So I just grabbed a frame from a craft store that is like super easy for people to find, and super minimal flowers that you could stick it in a book and they're not going to mold and they're going to be easy. You could leave them for 4 weeks.
So that's how you can press them?
Yes. We could,
just in a book?
In a DIY way, you can press them in a book. Like bigger flowers like roses and dahlias and peonies, it's not that simple. But like for this demonstration, for people daily, it can be just like that.
How long does it need to sit and live in between the pages?
Depending on the flower, they can do good in 4 weeks.
Oh, 4 weeks?
Yeah.
That was longer than I thought, actually.
These ones take like 8 weeks, so that's why.
Okay, so we're fast forwarding this project.
Yes.
Okay, 4 weeks in a book. I take them out. They're ginger, right? They're kind of tender.
Yep, they're dry. It's like paper. Like if you touch it and move your hands, it's gonna rip.
So be
they're
careful.
So delicate. Yeah.
Careful fingers. And then what? What's our next step?
So I have here just gathered some pretty flowers and greenery and stuff, and I've started this a little bit and done a little bit more of a garden style frame, and you really can just be creative with it. Like it's fun to be able to just let yourself use flowers that could be sentimental to or from your garden, and just place them how you want. You can do them in a bouquet style, spread out and minimalistic. This one's more gardeny.
Yeah, you're kind of creating a scene with this one, right? Like a garden scene.
Like almost like it's growing from the ground.
Is this how you do it in your workshop too? Do you spread it out and kind of play and pick? And,
Yep. So I have a team, an incredible team of designers and preservation specialists, and we all will, when they're all ready and preserved, we'll lay them out just like this.
Is that like Christmas Day when you pull them out after 8 weeks?
It is like Christmas Day for us and for the customer.
Yeah.
Because they have to wait a long time, but it definitely is like Christmas Day.
Okay, so here we go.
Fun.
Once they're placed like so, what's the next step?
So if we place them like this, I brought like a little tiny Elmer's glue, and we could glue all of them, but you would want to adhesive it somehow, just a baby glue dot, and I'll show on one.
So you want to adhere it in a way that the glue doesn't show, right?
Right, so this is all on the back. I haven't even discussed that yet. I'm designing this upside down. It's something that's easier for me, so then when I put the glass on top, it's a float frame, and I can put the glass on top.
Does it matter if we see the glue from the back?
No, because you're going to hang it up where this is going to face the wall, and the glue will never show.
What if you have a flower that won't behave? That's just not going the way you want it to go or laying the way you want it to lay.
You remove it and you use something different.
It gets cut.
Yep.
It gets removed.
You say can't do it anymore.
All right, got it.
So then here, if we just flip it over, you can see like this is super simple, but like a beautiful frame that you can hang on your wall.
Look how pretty.
With all flowers that you can find around the yards, and a frame that you can get at a local craft store.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Very simple DIY version that anybody could do.
And as you're doing, this is kind of, as we said, the garden picture.
Yes.
As you're doing these bouquets, kind of more spread out and sporadic, is there anything that you're looking at with your artful eye on placement? Any suggestions on how to place this so it looks so pretty and so purposeful?
For sure. So we really want to make sure that it kind of has this idea of this is the bouquet brought to life, but preserved forever. And so we want to lay it out like, okay, if it was held like this and it was tall and whatever, then we want to make it vertical.
Okay.
Or we want to do a bird's eye view where everything's incorporated and it's super detailed, and you can see like how the bouquet almost looked on the actual wedding day. So we are really particular with that, and we're also one-on-one with the brides. Like, okay, if you don't like this style, like let's switch it up a little bit for you because they're going to keep it forever. So we want it to be perfect for them.
I actually love this as a movement. When everything in the world in our homes is going neutral and very basic, this pop of color that has meaning and memory can be part of our living home and live on our walls. Thank you so much. You're so good at what you do. How can we see more of your work?
We're on pressfloral.com, and we have Instagram and TikTok that's pressfloral_.
Okay, we'll see you there. Thank you again.
Thanks, Brooke.